am a lawyer, a political scientist, a mother of 3, and one of 3 opposition legislators in a parliament of 60, the only one of my party. I did not plan to become a politician. For 12 years, I worked on civil society, on transparency, and citizen participation. But I realized that defending democracy from the outside was no longer enough. I was elected in 2021, and winning that seat was such a dream. But what came next was quite the opposite. From my very first day in office, I have had a front row seat to see in real time how a democracy, a very fragile one, is dismantled. The pandemic provided the government with a playbook, how a crisis could be used for control. They learned that a deadly threat is the perfect excuse for citizens to surrender their freedoms willingly. In fact, for the first time since the armed conflict of the 1980s, a state of exception of 15 days was imposed. They also learned that emergency procurement rules are an excellent vehicle for moving public money into private hands. Then the pandemic ended, but their playbook did not. The last weekend of March 2022, over 80 people were killed by gangs. According to press reports, due to the collapse of the government's own secret negotiations with gang leaders. After that, the Legislative Assembly declared a new state of exception. This time, it allows security powers to arrest anyone without due process. And it has lasted now more than 4 years. Over 90,000 people have been arrested, many of them criminals, but there are thousands without any link with gangs. And let me be clear, the reduction in violence is real. The relief Salvadorians feel is legitimate. No one who had lived through decades of gang terror can take this lightly. But Salvadorians did not trade one fear just to live under another. And believe me, there are reasons for honest citizens to be afraid. Uciel Pineda, a young fisherman with chronic kidney disease. He was arrested with another 24 people, despite living in Espiritu Santo Island, a fishing community with no gang presence. After a month in detention and severe health deterioration, he was released, but he never recovered. He died recently at the age of 29. Or Dolores Almendares, Lolita, a friend of mine. She's a mother of 6 and has worked for 16 years as a municipal janitor. But she also serves as a union leader. After being discussing with the members of the union the possibility of starting a strike over poor working conditions, she was arrested because someone placed an anonymous call claiming she collaborated with gangs. She spent 7 months in detention. Another case is Genesis, a 9-month-old baby. Her mom was sent to prison, and Genesis was sent with her. The baby became gravely ill, and 8 months later, she was released to her grandmother in critical condition and died shortly after. The motto of the system is capture first, investigate later. Innocent citizens have nowhere to turn for justice because the ruling party has used its supermajority to replace the Attorney General, the Constitutional Chamber, 1/3 of the country's judges for obedient people. They also rewrote electoral laws so they can maintain their control. And they changed illegally the Constitution so they can rewrite it at will. Naturally, all this leads to serious looting and impunity. For example, the Sickot mega prison, the centerpiece of the government's security brand. It was built in record time, but with no competitive bidding. The information regarding its public contracts remains classified for 7 years. Or in downtown San Salvador, where the government used the state of exception and urban planning laws to suffocate small businesses and to forcibly remove street vendors, clearing the way for the ruling family to buy up the real estate. That's not a security policy. That's a business model. For speaking out against these abuses, I have been targeted by a massive defamation campaign from the government. This is part of a systematic pattern against all those who denounce authoritarianism and corruption. And it has escalated dangerously against civil society. Lawyers, civil society leaders, journalists, they have been facing prison and exile, and regular Salvadorians too. Just like El Bosque farmers, whose leaders were arrested because they were peacefully protesting against their eviction 300 meters away from the president's house. The message to every Salvadorian is simple. Stay quiet or you are the next. But the government does not own our liberty, no matter what they claim they have done for us. And popularity is not legitimacy. And this is not only about El Salvador. Right now, governments and politicians around the world see my country as a model. The lesson they are drawing is if you deliver in one thing people really need, you can get away with everything else. That's why today I want to ask you something. When you write about El Salvador, do not lead with his name. Lead with the name of the people that are being silenced. Challenge the narrative. And challenge the narrative. Demand accountability from your own governments when they engage with ours. My constituents, they knew the odds, and yet they choose to re-elect me because they believe their voices matters. It is the proof that the desire of a better El Salvador, it's alive and it's growing. So we're building something new. We are moving forward, a vision of a country that earns their citizens' trust instead of demanding their silence. Many nations in history has given away their freedom in order to fix a crisis, but no one told them that they will have to fight back in order to reclaim it. That's why I want you to remember something. Only the people saves the people. Solo el pueblo salva al pueblo. Thank you.